All right, so now everything is recorded. The second problem, go to the browser. Where is it? My second problem is here. So the second problem is read the file you created in the first problems and read it, and then process the content in the file and create an item in the list. So basically, you just put everything you read from here and put it in a single list. You can sit on this side, yeah. Here, put, yeah. Larry, okay. Or you can sit here, the right angle to them, okay? All right, let's see. I'm going to use another student's solution. All right, we open the file for reading, okay? So it's read the file is easy, right? It's either open or write. Open, and then what is that? Print this type. So just make sure it's a file type, and then we create an empty list. Now we start to read lines in the file, for line in the file, okay? And for each line we stripped, we actually split by the comma because we know the numbers was set by the comma. And then we got the numbers. This is actually, I assume this is probably an array, and then we put everything inside a list. I'm not sure you can, maybe you can just directly put the nums in the append. It will just join them together. Let's run it. I think I already have this file. Oops. So number file, okay. I thought I would write some file. It's called number.csv. Oh, there's numbers. Okay, fix the number because it's by different students. So that's why it may not match. Oh, CVS, okay. CSV. Why you guys named files so differently? CVS is, I think CVS is right. Right? CSV, no, CVS is store name. CSV is right. CVS is a pharmacy. CSV is actually a format created by Microsoft. It's mainly just a simple data format. All right. All right, cool. Yeah, everything is correct. All right, any question? So if no question, we'll just move on, okay? So because we already, I already taught you almost like a most important part in Python. I don't want to teach you more because without more programming experience, practice, there's no point to learn a lot of concepts of Python, and then you quickly, because without practice, you quickly forget it. And in the end, you still cannot say you know Python. So now today, I'm just going to demonstrate you how to build a game using Python from the beginning to the end. That way, by looking at me, how I designed this game, how I coding everything, you have a feeling that how this like a complete working program works, okay? So, and also, it will just help you to apply what we have learned in the class to a real program, because for all of our previous homeworks, it's just a very small piece of programs, but it's really not a complete things like doing useful functions, okay? So now I'm going to do a demo first, okay? Where is this? Class 12, okay. So the game is called Ruby. All right. Let me close this too, okay? It's too small, so I want to make the font a little bigger to easier for you to read. Maybe 20. All right, so can you guys see it now? It should be better, okay? All right, so this is a racing game. So if I run it, it may look funny.
Yeah.
All right, so I build everything based on turtle. We all learn turtles. So maybe this game is very simple, naive, if you think, but I did my best with only very limited functions we have with turtle, okay? So basically the game is about, at the very beginning, it's more like a gambling game, kind of like a puzzle or gambling game, okay? So you have, at the beginning of the game, you have 10 points, and there's 4 racers in different colors. It happens to be red, white, black, and yellow, so that's just RWBY. And I happen to search RWBY, and online I found there's animations about this RWBY. So I said, oh, that's a coincidence. So I'm going to borrow this icon here to make it more funnier. So and we also can learn how to load an image to the turtle, okay? Because to make this game look more fancier, okay, attractive. Now we have 4 racers. So it says, please make a guess. Who will be the winner, okay? So you have to choose 0 as red, 1 as white. So make a guess. Who is going to win this time? Yellow, okay, yellow, then I put 3 here. And I type OK. Now it's time you bet. So it says if you win, you get double points back. So for example, if you bet 2 points, if you win, you get 4 points. But if you lose this 2 points.
Wait, is there like an instruction sheet?
And
okay, let's bet 10 points.
No, let's do 5. Okay, but I'm not going to. All right, so the turtle runs randomly. Yeah, so the winner is black. So now you see your points become 5 points now.
5.0.
And then you need to bet again this time. So this time maybe I'll bet 1. So the white.
No, just do 5 again.
2 points. 2 points. This time I'm going to win.
No, you're not.
Oh no.
Whoa.
See, I win. I win.
Yeah, why
so now, because I only bet 2 points, so I got 4 points back. So now I have 9 points. Okay. So this is how you play this game. You have those players and you randomly move them. So the program randomly choose a winner, but you have to make a guess. So make sure you make the right guess and get the winner. Okay. So if you don't want to play it, you just click cancel. It says, are you sure you want to exit the game? So you put 1 here. It says game over, okay? So this is just a game we are going to build together.
Yay. We're so excited. I know, right?
All right, so now to get you quick started, let's go to our Python website to download the starting part of the program. I think it's called Python. I'm going to post this link.
I think it's already posted
to the chat window. Open your chat window. Oh, where's my chat window? Yeah. Oh, I lost my chat window.
Stop.
Yeah.
Where did the view is actually?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Somebody is posting it.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Who did that? Stop. Okay, stop. I'm going to, otherwise I'll disable you guys, okay?
Yeah, Dad, stop.
All right. So go to that website together. Okay. Sorry, I disable you. Nobody can post a message yet. Okay, so there's a racing game. You just click download, no password required. Pardon me?
I saw that today.
All right. Now you get some idea, right? All right, good.
Why, when I click downloading the RWBY racing game, I get class 12 demo? Oh, wait. Oh.
Okay, inside the file, there's 2 demos. You don't have to look at it. Okay, that's your homework. So the file is called I think it's called rwby, right? .py. Yeah. All right. Let me share my screen again. All right. So just here, you can click download. You get a zip file. Unzip it, and then you should be able to see a file called rwby.
rwby.py.
Yeah. So everyone get it? Don't talk in the chat window, okay? Because I cannot see it. You got to tell me if you haven't downloaded or have trouble find the file. So now the file should be in your Sony or whatever Python IDE you are using. Okay, so let's just explain this a little bit.
Wait, how do you download it again? Sorry, I had to go for a second.
All right.
Oh, we.
Python TCEF NC.
Yeah. Oh, and you just download the racing game.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
download. Okay. All right. So we already learned the import. So anyone tell me what the import mean? No, it's import a module. We call it a module. I already write it here. Import the turtle module and give it an alias as TL, so that you don't have to call it turtle. You can just call it TL, but it will just means turtle, so you don't have to type that much. And then I also, because we are going to randomly select a winner, so we use the random module from Python. And what? All right, sorry. And for the time, because we're going to use some kind of like a sleep or delay to control the speed of the game. So we use the time, all right? And here is just our logo here for this program. And now, whenever you see TL, you just think about the turtle module, okay? Because we name it as turtle. And here is turtle.screen, which means we are going to have a screen called turtle. So this is just our canvas to draw everything. And then let me open my, let's see, how do I resize it bigger? All right. So for turtles program, we have a pen on the turtle. The pen also called as a turtle. It's also called a turtle, okay? You can have multiple turtles on your screen. So each pen or each turtle is actually running on their own layers. So this is, let me draw a graph. So this is like your canvas, like I have a 3D view here, okay? But the canvas is 2D. And you have turtle red. And not whatever the turtle draw on this screen is actually on this using this turtle's pen, which is a red pen. And then you can have another like a blue, for example, layer on top of it. You can have multiple layers. So we can create multiple pens, each pen for different purpose. So we will have 4 pens for each player and 1 pen, or you can call it turtle, for displaying message. So we draw the message, the text on the top, that's also a pen. And although there's a lot of layers on the top, so whenever it's displayed, it actually projects every layer to the bottom canvas. So you can see everything on a 2D layers. So that's just how the turtle works. So we should have multiple turtles. So that's why here, TL is turtle module, we call the turtle modules turtle function, which create a pen, or you can call it turtle. So I use it as a pen because that's how you draw it. You cannot use a turtle to draw things, but the pen can be in a turtle shape. So that's why it was used turtle. So we created this pen called message, MSG. So that means this pen is specifically for use to display message. And this pen display your points. The reason why I use 2 pens to display this kind of old text information is because the points, I can easily remove points by just call pen.clear. It will just remove everything in this layer that this pen draws, so that it won't affect anything the message displayed. So vice versa, it's the same. So, and here I'm defining some colors. So can someone tell me what kind of data structure I'm using here? What kind of
List? It's not bracket.
Yeah, you forgot. So
A
it's
list?
actually, yeah, it's actually a list, but it's not. I'm not using square bracket. It's because it's a tuple. Tuple is a list. It's a list that you cannot modify.
Yeah, right?
Curly bracket is for dictionary or set. Okay. Just a parenthesis or just a curved. Yeah, this actually for tuple. It's not double parenthesis, okay? Because I'm using a combined like a 2D. This is a 2D tuple. So it has 4 rows. Each row has 2 columns. So in your mind, you can say this is like a table. Can I use a new? Yes. What? All right. So it's like we are actually having a table. So it's like 2x4 or 4x2 tables. Each row has different colors here. Because I want to define this, is actually those are the color for our atlas or for our screen here. So you can see here, I use the red here. This is the turtle's color, and the track is use a pink color. And here the white is the turtle color, and the gray color is for the track. So so totally we have 8 colors to be defined here. So that's why I have this red, light coral, and white, whatever, because I pick up those colors from the turtle's color chart. I think that color, those colors are matched together, okay? So now this is like how we define. So we are going to use this to define our pen and our turtle color and our track colors. So I put everything, because I'm not going to change it using my program. So that's why I make it a tuple, okay? So here is the players, because I want to make this program more flexible. So I'm not define 4 players here because I'm just using an empty array. I'm going to use a for loop to define any number of players here. So I'm just putting here. So eventually it will be an array of pens, okay? This is a point. Initially the player have the 10 points. You got 10 points at the beginning of the game, okay? And those are just some numbers for drawings. For example, the player white is the size of the turtle, because when you play this game, you need to know the whites of the turtle so that you can precisely locate the turtle to the position at the beginning of the track. And you want the turtle body here in this semicircle here. So that's why the whites of the turtle is important here. So I just measure it as it's roughly like 20. So it's here, okay? And this track's height or whites, I use height because it's vertically. And then the whites is the horizontally is 500. So that means this track, the length is 500 pixels and the whites is 50. And the X position, the Y position is the left topmost of the track. This is the point. This is the X position, Y position. So those is just like when you try to design a game, especially with graphics, you got to understand the coordinates of your graphics, and then you got to draw it on a paper, and then you map this paper's design to the coordinates of the turtle. So for a turtle system, the turtle system, for example, this is our canvas. The coordinate system of turtle is right in the center. It's just like our coordinate system in the math, where X is pointing to the right and Y is pointing to the top. And here the centerpiece is 0, 0. So I select the track on the top is -300 and 150. So -300 if it's here, so it's probably roughly somewhere here. So this is the starting point. So I'm going to draw here, to draw a 500 long. This is 500 long. So that's just the length of the track I defined here, right? And then I'll just move the track here, and then the turtle here, and then I draw another line. Then how much I should move to draw the other track? So what's the distance between them? This is defined as the height of the track, right? Because each time first time I stand at center here, and the next time I'm here, and the width of the track is for say 50. So this half is 25 and this half is 25. So that's why after I draw this, I move the turtle back to the original point and move the turtle down 50, which is the height of the track, and then make it draw another 500. And then I move it back and add another 50 and draw another one. And then move back and draw another one. All right, so this is how I'm going to draw those tracks. So this is all design stage. So when you try to design a game, you don't have to jump right into your game. You got to design those and mark all those values as variables in your system, in your program, so that you can use them later, okay? So now let's just take a look of what kind of function we're going to use, all right? So I put all the comments here so that you can fill in the code. The first one is called the initial game. That means whenever this game was first started, we're going to call this one. It's just set, we remember here we got a screen, turtle has a screen. The screen has the functions called, BG color is the background. So where do I get all those functions? So let's just take a look. So in the future, when you try to do something in the Python class, I can only tell you, maybe teach you 1% of all those functions available in the world, maybe less than that. So you got to find it yourself. So you have to type Python turtle, okay? And then you just go to the Python turtles document, okay? Find the Python document. So this is a turtle document from official python.org, okay? And then here it lists all the functions available. For example, move and draw, going forward, backward, right, left. We already I teach you some of them. Turtle's state, yeah. And then if I want this background color, it's mainly just the screen. So it's definitely not in the pen control. So it's probably in the turtle screen, right? So BG color has to be somewhere in the Windows. Yeah, here, turtle screen, right? So here it's a BG color. So if you want to use this function, just click it. It actually has that screen.bg color and put a color here, okay? The screen is actually just a variable name. So I use turtle.screen to get this screen. I call it SCN because I want to type, I don't want to type too much word. And then I call this BG color and put a color here, okay? Don't ask me where I get this color, but this is just the background color, I think it's a little bit like this kind of a yellow greenish colors. All right. So here I just change color, and here it says title. So what does title do? So go through here. Let's just go back to the screen here. It must have the title to control here. So the methods specific to screen. So make it bigger. Let me make it bigger. So you can see method specific to screen. So the title. It says a title, a string that is shown in the title bar of the Turtle graphic window. So where is the title bar? It's here. It's right on the top. This is a window bar. It's called Welcome to the RGB game. That's just the title bar. This is called title bar. So usually, yeah, you want to show something meaningful, not the default message here. So this is where you get all your informations, okay? Just go to the Google and search Python turtle. You are going to find all the functions available for the turtle. So, and they are very well documented and categorized in different groups. So if you want to use any of them, just take a look. So this is mainly if you want to do some programming, this is the very important skills you have. You have to look at all those modules and find out all the functions available in it, because no one can teach you every function in the module, because that's not possible and also not necessary. Usually they develop all kind of functions in the module, and you only try to search whatever you need. All right, so now we already go through this this background, and we have the title, right? And here I'm going to do is initialize the player, which actually is the pen, okay? And then we're going to initialize the other two pens, which is message and point. So we are going to just leave it here for now, because when you design a program, you are just categorize whatever you want to do like this. So put a prototype here. You don't have to finish those functions, but you got to just understand the big picture, okay? First, I need to prepare my pen. So this basically initial game is prepare my pen. After I prepared, I'm going to draw tracks. So I'm going to need a function to draw tracks. So I just put a function here. The reason I put pass here is just say do nothing here for now, but I'm going to fill in it to draw the tracks. And then I need to initialize a raising, okay? So what is the initial raising? We need to go get all the turtles, the 4 players, to the starting point of the track. That's called the initial raising. And remember here, I actually did some cool animations here. So make each turtle actually spinning for 1 circle. So that's just what I did for those initializations. So to make everyone at the beginning. So that's called the initial raising. And then once the raising starts, this is the function to control, to show the animation of moving the 4 turtles ahead, and also calculate who is going to win. So whenever it's a winner, so this function is going to return who is the winner, okay, using an index, okay. And then this is the main program where all our logic is. So I'm going to do that later. So this basically, the main function is basically just calling those initialize, draw tracks, initial raising again. So that this is just basically the whole picture of this design. All right. So now let's go move back to the initial game. So initial game, I want to initialize the players. So how many players we have? It depends on the colors, because each pair of colors is 1 player. Yeah, so we can do for loop, right? So for like like a pen or whatever. What is that called? Colors. Okay, I'll probably put this as like a item so that it's more clear to understand, all right? So let me just do this. All right, so inside it, I would like to create the pen. So how do I create the pen? We use a variable called pen, and then this TL is a turtle module, remember that? And we use the capital T, okay? So that's how we create a turtle, a pen. And then we need to give the pen some initial values, like a pen dot pen size, okay? So this is like we control the pen as a normal pen, and then we want to also define a speed. So here, those are just the regular thing. You don't have to define it here actually, because we're going to use this pen for in the later racing. We're going to control it in our programs. So here, I'm just put it here just to show you, you can define your speed here. And what does the speed, pen speed 0 mean? So everything was listed here. So if you do a search, Control F, you set speed. So the speed function will pop up. Click on it. It says, okay, fastest will be 0. Okay, so this is just how I put it value here. So it's the same as the pen size and the colors. And then you want the shape, of course. Pen dot pen shape. Okay, as a shape. Yeah. And the shape is as a turtle. Okay, so that way we create a pen with a turtle shape. So you can find the shape also here, Control F, shape. So here's all the shape available as arrow, turtle, circle, squares. Make it bigger so I can see that. So this is how you initialize the things, okay? I didn't remember all those functions, so I basically just reference to this page. Whatever I want to do something, I just guess, make a guess what the name might be. So because their function all named pretty meaningful, so you can easily search it and find the function you need, okay? After I did all those things, I need to put them to my players array because I already put a players list here. So I want to put them so that everything I created will be in that players. I think it's called players, right? Players.append. Okay, by doing that, I'm creating 4 pens in this loop, and then each pen I give them some initialized size, speed. These 2 lines, actually you don't really need it because as I said, we control it, but normally when you create a pen, you give a size and a speed so that you can, this would make the definitions complete, all right? And now we go to the message part. So the message part is the same, but I don't want the message to display as a turtle or a points. So we already create the message turtle here. It's called pen message. So I'm going to copy this pen message. It has a hide turtle, okay? The hide turtle function is just hide the icon of the function. So if you here, you can just do a search of turtle. No, search hide. So hide turtle, or you can use HT. So whenever it listed this two, it means this is like a short name for this so that you don't have to type that long. So it will just make the turtle invisible, but you still can draw it. It's just you cannot see one. After you draw, you only see a line. You won't see a line, and at the end, you see a turtle sitting there. So I'm going to do the same with the other pen because these two are displaying message. So I don't want them to display anything here, okay? All right. So any questions so far? Are you still interested in continue? Yeah. All right, so this is the easiest part, okay? All right, yeah. Let's do that later, okay? And also you.
I don't have the pictures then. I also have the right text.
I also need this pen up, okay? Because I don't want it to show everything. So once it moves, it won't just draw on the pen. So it actually can move. I can move this anywhere to the screen, so without leaving a mark on the canvas. Okay, now let's just say, how do I draw the track? As I said, we start from the beginning point, and then we draw a length of 500, and then we go back to this point and move down, okay, and then we draw it again. So this just, apparently we need a loop, okay? So that's how we're going to draw this track. And to tell you that, yeah, let me just demo it again to tell you the trick I used. As you can see, you can't even see, because it's so fast, you can't even see the turtle move. It's actually moving that way, and the Y's is I set the turtle size to 50. So that's actually a single line. I draw a single line. Okay, it's not I'm drawing this perfect circle or something here. So this is a one line of code. You draw the track.
So why can't you go like the zigzag instead of having to go up?
Yeah, you can do that. This just I want whatever I designed. You can do it yourself. You can, if you can find a simple way to draw the 4 lines, fine. Okay. Actually, I encourage you to do it. So after this class, you can follow my video, and especially you follow the program and then you type it yourself. I want everyone in the end of this class have a running program. Okay. So you might not have time to do it on the class, but I explained everything to you so that we can do it after the class, okay? So now let's just do the draw tracks, okay? I'm going to remove this, okay? I'm going to need an index to identify which player is which, because I want to use player in players, right? Because the players is off my pen. I want to go through each of them and draw it. That's just how I designed this drawing this thing. So first thing, I need the player dot pen up. So I want to raise the pen so that it won't draw anything, because I'm going to start going to move. So I want to do this player dot go to means you can just, the cool thing about it, you can just specify a coordinates, and then to make it just move to that positions. You don't have to go use the, remember the drawing functions actually support forward, backward, left, and right. But the problem with that, you got to keep tracking where you are to remember. But if you know the coordinates, you can just move directly to that coordinates. That makes things a lot easier. And it needs the X position. I think I defined the X position somewhere here. So I'm going to just X position, Y position, right? So I'm first going to do the X position. Oh, I see. What? X position. Yeah. What? I have no idea what you're talking. All right, and then let's just do this now for now, and the Y position. Okay. I make it one. Yeah. Okay. So this is, I'm going to that initial point. Now I'm going to draw it. So I will say player dot set heading. What is set heading? Because I want to control the turtle, the direction where I'm going to draw. Because if the turtle is facing up, if I'm drawing the turtle actually moving up to the top. So here, the heading, the 0 means it's just an angle starting from the horizontal side. So let's just do that. Set heading, okay? Set heading. These are functions to set the turtle to an angle, okay? So the 0 actually is to the east, okay? The right side is the east on the map direction. set heading. Okay, after set the heading, we start to draw. So we have to do the player dot pen down. So now so our pen was down. So everything we move, if we move the player or the pen, it actually start to draw. Okay, so now we need to pick up a color. So player dot, okay, color. So this is the color we are going to draw. So it's inside our colors array. And remember why I use this index, because we have this array for each players. So at the beginning, the player index is 0. So I'm going to use this player index 0, and also the second element is the track color. Okay, so that's how we do that for the colors. And then we are doing the size. So this is the important part. Player dot pen size. Okay, pen size is control the pen, the size of the pen. So we just use the height, because the height we defined it here. So I said it's just draw a line. The height is the width of the track. So where is it? Right here. Yeah, the height. So now we have the height. So now we're going to move this pen forward. Move the pen forward. Okay, how long? So it should be the width. But because we have this curve here, this because your pen, think about it, once you draw it, it's a big dot, a big circle, and moving here. So you got to count. If you say this track is 500, it's actually, it add another radius or diameter to the length. So I got to remove those parts. So I don't want to overdraw it too long, because I want it exactly 500. That's why I need to make this a little bit shorter. So I want this minus height divided by 2, so half of the height, so that it will be just a little shorter than expected. Okay, this is just why I do the experiment. I found by doing this, the turtle can run actually to this point, okay, to the edge of this track. Instead, otherwise, the turtle will run at the center of this one. It will be say, oh, this is already ending point of the track. But visualize it, it does not look like you are ending the track. You're still inside it. So I want to make the track a little shorter, so that the turtle actually on the edge of this track, so you know, okay, the racing is the end. So that's why I make it a little bit smaller, okay? So this is for the first player, right? After that, we need to draw it. So I use this index plus equal to 1. So do you understand what is plus equal? I already told you before last time. Yeah. Yeah, so this is just read as index equal to index plus 1, but you don't want to type that much, you do that. But if I'm running this loop, it will just draw every player at this position, which is not right? Because I want the second player draw to move down a little bit. So that's why I need to put something here, at least on the Y, actually, as on the Y, to make it something related to the index. So it will be index times the height. Because the index 0, 1, so once it's 1, it will just add a height. And the index is 2, it adds twice the height. That's why, so here, index times height. Why do I use a minus? Because the coordinate system is pointing up. So I want it going down, so the number has to be decreased. So that's why I use this minus here, okay? So this is how this position works. So this is how I draw all the tracks, just with a single for loop, and I define the size, pen size, also same as the height. So that's just one single line. It will draw the tracks. So now let's just go to the main program and just list these two init game. Let's just try to run it, see if it works. I first call the init game to initialize it, and then I call, I think it's called a draw tracks. Okay, and here is the main program to call this one. Okay, remember, define the program doesn't mean running it. You only define it. Okay. Turtle object. Okay, I must type something wrong here. Where is it? Let's see here. Speed, okay, speed. Oh, it's just called speed, not called pen speed. All right, play. I have so many typos if I'm.
Right up, go up again. Up, up, up.
Players.
Right there. Play stop pen. It's right underneath turtle. The yellow turtle.
Let me see which line is 49. Oh yeah.
See it right underneath the yellow.
I know. See, I'm drawing all those things here. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, now let's go to the next function. Is initial raising, which means we put the player at the beginning of the track. So that should be a lot easier to put everything at the beginning, and then maybe we can do a little bit of show off thing. So yeah. So this time I'm going to use another loop. Remember here, I use the for loop, but I'm using the index outside this loop and keeping it. So I told you we can use the enumerators to do the same thing to get the index again. So here, I'm going to use another way. So we can do it index dot player, okay, in enumerate, and go to the player. So that way I can get the item and the index at the same time instead of using a counter here. So this just both way works, okay? So it's just up to you to make a choice. Okay, now let's say player. So go to is the functions where you want to where to go, and the first player, of course, it will go to the X position and the Y position. But the Y position is the same here. It should move based on the position on which players. So we need to also do this minus index times height, so that this time the go to the position is also dropping. So that way we put the players there. And then we want the turtle to face to the left, right? So head, I think it's called set heading. 0 means east. And also we can set color this time because this is the track color here. Now we are going to set the actual player's color. It's called player dot, I think it's called dot color, yeah. All right, player color. It's the same function, but here, once you draw, it actually shows the, here we are not going to draw anything. So we are going to just show the turtle's color. So we are going to use this color thing, the array. We created a beautiful tuple, 2-dimensional tuple, but instead of using 1, we're using 0 because every row, the first one is the static, the turtle's color. The second is the track color. So the index will be 0 and 1. So we are going to use this 0 here. So that means we are placing the turtle at the very beginning of the, and that's it. We can also do speed here. So we can make it slower this time for the just for the demo purpose. Okay, let's just run it. Where's my turtle? Did I? Okay. I think I hide it somewhere. Go to my X position, Y position minus, yeah, that's true. Player. Set heading. Did anything hide it? hide turtle, hide turtle. I shouldn't hide it anywhere. And players.
$52.
52.
Oh, that's a different thing.
That's different thing, yeah. It should be there. Maybe the color is not right. Let me take a look at the color. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't called this function.
Oh.
Funny, huh? Because here we only call the draw the track. We haven't really activated. All right, go. Yeah, okay. I think this turtle is a little bit inside the track already.
Yeah.
So I want it in the beginning of the track. So that's why I need to make the track a little shorter. So I make this one, I make this like a half of the, maybe I'll do that. Let's see. Oh, still there. I forgot where should I put this positions? Position, yeah. Half of the height. What about the full height? It doesn't depend on this value. So it might be somewhere here. It's the X position, but here I draw it from the X position to this one. If this position is bigger, it should work. All right, so this is some details. Maybe we'll take care of that later. Let me see what's the height of the players. Okay, wise, players wise. Maybe, yeah. Oh. It should be the height divided by 2. I don't know why it didn't get updated. Oh, actually it's moving up. Oh yeah, because it's initial racing. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that's why can you just reset the thing? Reset the things. Just run this over and over again. So if I can
Pardon me? Okay, let's fix that later. Okay, so this is at least we have those on the track. So what we need to do is to show that right at the beginning of, okay, this can be your homework. So basically we know where to adjust. It's just the positions at the beginning of this racing, okay? To change that a little bit. Oh, I see. Because I didn't raise up the pen. So that's the problems here. So each time after I draw this, when I do the move, I need to move the pen up to draw it. Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, I don't want to draw. That's the point here. So if here I said, because once it's draw, it's just always draw everything here. See, it works now. So because I put it here, it actually at the very beginning, let me run this. At the very beginning, it actually draw it starting from here, okay, not from the very beginning. And then when I do the initial racing, I move the turtle to this position. Yeah. Because the pen is down, it actually draw this small piece here. Oh. So this is the tricky part, okay? So that's why I have to add this pen up so that it won't interfere with the actual track we draw. Okay, so now we have the racing part, okay? I think we only have 15 minutes. I think we can make it, all right. So now we need to do a little bit show off part. So this part will be a little easier. So we need to just do still inside this loop, okay? let's do an angle. So this is just a variable in range. I want to just a four circle. So it will be 0 to 360 and by 40. But I want it totally run a four circle. We know in the range, the last number will not be reached because it's the number before that. So we can put this number, give it a little bit bigger. For example, 365, because I know 40 can be divided by 360. So that's why I use this one. So the 360 will be included. And each time I'm just going to set the angle. Player dot set heading, okay? And I use this angle. So that means for this loop, each time the turtle will set an angle, so which means the turtle will rotate. And because we set the speed to 8, which means actually slower, 0 means the fastest. So that means we can see the turtle actually spinning slowly. Okay, so this is how the turtle spins each time. And this is just so simple to just change the degree. Each time increase by 40, start from 0. So it just rotate 9 times until it runs a full circle here. All right, so now we have this, we'll do the last one, so racing, okay? So the racing part is, what we're going to do is, oh, I cannot do that. I need to make it pass. Let's just run it again. So I'm going to create an array, a list of 4. So each represent the distance has been run, covered by each turtle. So because I know the 4 length is 500, so I'll keep adding up and monitoring the 4 turtle, how much they run. And then whoever reached 500 first will be the winner. So that's, I'm going to.
Why not just like calculate the speed, whichever speed is the most?
Because you want to add more randomness, even the computer at the beginning.
Oh.
So it will be more like a game. Some turtle may be, yeah, the game, some turtle may be left behind at the beginning, but yeah, but suddenly it just runs faster because the speed is changed. It's changing every time, okay?
Oh, so basically,
yeah. Yes, so let's just do this. We'll create a list here and put a distance here for every turtle with 0, okay? So now our distance is all 0. So because I don't know how many times it's going to run, so I have to use a while loop. And we're going to say, well, run, okay? So I'm going to use a flag. So I need to create a flag here called run equal to true, okay? So, and then if somebody reached to the end, I will turn this flag run to false so that the for loop, the while loop will be just break out. So it won't be an infinite loop. So now here I'm going to use the enumerator. Enumerate of players. So each time I'm going to use that, and now I'm going to use this random function. So let's just go to the Google to search our random function. So I'm doing this to just show you, if you need anything, you need to go through the internet, okay? No developers actually knows every single function of the Python. So you can just type Python random, okay? It will just have this Python generate pseudo random numbers, okay? And here is all the functions, say random range. It actually generate, we don't need that. We need this one, random integer. Return a random integer, okay? Between a range, A and B, okay? So this is how we're going to use, because we need a range. So here we're going to say step equal to, okay, random dot, I think called a run int. run int. So, and then we give a number. So we want it from 1 to 10. So this is every step the turtle makes. Remember, we have a turtle 500 pixels. So this means for this player, the step will be between 1 or 10 pixels each time, okay? And then we'll just say distance index plus equal to step, right? So that means this player, because we are go through each players generate one random step and put to it, okay? And we continue work on this. So this at the very beginning, even computer doesn't know who is going to win because every step is random. So even small steps generated at the beginning, maybe larger steps generated in the end. So make that player actually faster. So you have, so this makes the game more fun. And then we use this player dot forward step. So that means our turtle will move forward a little bit, right? This is show the animation effects. And then we just keep doing this for the all 4 players. So after that, we're going through out of the for loop. Okay, remember now it's going, but still inside the while loop. So we need to check who is the, is there any player already reached the final, complete the track in the final line, finish line. So that's why we need to do a check. So we already have the list. We know there's a system function. Last time I told you it was called max. So we can say max dist is distance. If the max is bigger equal to the length is I think the width. Okay, in here we call the track width. Okay, so if some distance, the maximum value of this distance is already more or equal than the width, that means somebody is already reached the finish line. So we need to set the run equal to false, which means we don't need this while loop. We're going to out of the while loop. And now we need to also know who is the winner. So that's why we need to define a winner equal to what? So we know someone already reached the line, but it's definitely in the list, but we don't know who it is. Okay, the list actually provide a function to do the back search. So you give a value, it will tell you which index corresponding to that value. So that's why we need to do this distance dot index. Okay, this index is the built-in function of the list, and here we just put the maximum value of the list. So it's kind of logic-wise, you have to think it. So the max distance returns the maximum value in this list, and we use this value to backtrack to who get that value. So this is the index from the same distance array. So now we know the winner. Okay. All right. So after that, we can just say return winner. So that way we will just do that. Return, actually, this one is here. Return the winner. Okay. So that way we do that. While we have someone reach the end, we do that. So now we have this winner. So let's call this racing. Here, racing. And because this functions return a value, so we need to have a variable to accept that value. Winner equal to racing, and then we can print it out. It won't print in the turtle screen, okay? This is just printed here. Let me clear this screen, okay? Oops, index is not defined. Where is it? 94. Oh, my bad. See, it's actually running. And it says the number 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this a yellow turtle is the winner. And here, the yellow turtle is here. So this is just how we do the racing part, okay? So we're perfectly in time, okay? So now let's take a look. This is the program. Go back home and try to do it yourself, okay? You can just do the video, play the video one part and type in your program. So I want you now, let's go through the other two files. Let's run the other two files. So anyone wants to share your screen and run the other ones called the demo? Anyone? All right, anyone in the Zoom?
I have a question. Like it's in thingy, why is the if outside of the for loop? Because like wouldn't the for loop have to finish running for the if to take effect?
Yes, so this time this for loop will only go through each players and make each player move forward one step, right? And after that, we calculate the current distance. If is there anyone? So this is not in the for loop. See here? If it,
wouldn't the for loop have to like finish doing everything before the if?
yes.
Oh.
We make every player move one step ahead. Then we check if any player is at the finish line. Of course, this logic is not just only solutions. Actually, I think you're probably right. So whoever do it, move one step, I can immediately do the if check, if it's finished. Then I don't need this maximum one now because whoever reached first will be do that. But in that case, what if in this step, 2 players reach the final line this time? In this last, and then here, whoever first in your for loop will think is a winner. But in this case, everyone make the move. So who actually move faster will be the actual winner. So I'm just handling that special case. But that's a very good question, okay? All right, so I want someone to just demonstrate to run the other 2 demo program I gave you. Anyone? Anyone share your screen? Dianhao? All right, if nobody wants to share, I'll share. I'll share it. All right. Oh, where is it? Yeah. So this one is called message demo, okay? You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
I'm sharing my screen, okay. So for this one, if I run it, you can see there's some message here. So this is I'm just trying to demonstrate to you how to display message on the screen. Basically, here is the same. We initialize the screen, we initialize 2 pens. It turned out to write on the screen is very simple. It's just call the pen.write and then put a string here. It's just like a print, okay? But that one only print a tiny, see here, hello world, tiny hello world here. So that's the default color and the default font size. It turned out to be too small. So that in order to change that, you need to do a little bit of work. So first, you need a pen to set color. So this is the same as any other thing when you draw. The other one is write. You put a string here, and this is just a template you need to use. Font equal to and followed by a tuple. This tuple is, first one is the font type, second one is the font size, and the third one is the font style. Okay, you can just change this Arial to Times New Roman or whatever you support, and yeah, and I just search it, and you can just look at the Python help file. It actually lists that. So let's just do that. That's control right. So okay, here's the right. Okay, right control. it has this one. See here, it has the demo. It actually have all the other arguments you don't have to use. Okay, I just use this whatever thing you want to print, and then I use this font. I change that a little bit so that I use Arial 26 bold.
Turn screen recording on.
Pardon me?
Turn screen recording on.
Yeah, the screen is on. Oh, I'm not sharing it. Why you guys tell me I'm sharing? Sorry, I'm so sorry. So I thought I'm sharing my screen. I asked some students here, and they said that I'm sharing my screen. All right. So let me just do it again. This is the message demo.py. Okay. So when I run it here, you can see a small message and a bigger message. Okay. The small message is just use this pen.write. Okay, just like a print. Okay, you put a string here, but that one is too small. So in order to make it bigger, first you need to set the color. That's just change the color. And you write, you still use the same function, but instead of just give the string, you give another named variable. Remember, we learned that a function can accept a named variable. So this is called font. This is the variable name, the argument name, and equal to, this is a tuple. This is just a fixed template. Okay, font name, font size, and font style. Okay, by doing that, you can just, so this is just a demo to show you how to display the message here. The good morning is the bigger one. Okay, then let's just quickly go through the other one. The other demo is not here. It's here, the pop-up demo. So this demo just show you how do we do the pop-up. What is a pop-up? It's just when you join, you can ask the user to input in the turtle. So this is more like a pop-up screen says, please input a number. So if I type a number here, it says the user input is 12, okay? So this is how, all right. So pop-up is very simple. So you have this turtle, right? Turtle module, short name is TL. It's called number input, NUM input. That's it. And the first string, remember, first string is the string of the screen title. The second one is the one you want to ask the player, the user, okay? Please input a number. And the whole thing will return a number. So here it says pop-up window demo, right? It's right here, the first string. The second string, please input a name. That is, that is this string. So the second string is the string displayed inside the pop-up window. This one is the title bar in the pop-up. So you only need to remember that is that. And this is number input. That one only accepts a number. However, you can do it actually more. So this part is the same as the display message. See, here's the use the write. And the first is a string. And I also use this font. And the second one is a little tricky. So what if you want to display multiple lines? What you need to do is actually quite simple. Use the /n. Remember, /n is a special character for get to a new line. /t is tabbed in. So here, pop-up window demo. This is the first string. This is the pop-up title bar. And here is what color do you prefer? This is the string to ask the user. And then the second line, I will write 0 means red, 1 means white, and the /n/t is just make the thing tabbed in to control the display. All right. So this is how you control multiple display. And besides that, there's also one more control you can do. It's here. You can not only give two strings, you can also give a named variables called the minimum value and the maximum value, so that the user wouldn't enter something randomly. So here I said the minimum value is 0, and the maximum value is 3. So if you enter 4, it won't allow you to accept it. So here, the first thing I can do 12, right? Because I didn't do any check. The second one is, see here, it actually display multiple lines. Use the /n/t trick. I can make those choice. You can say 2. That works. The third one says, please, with preferred color, try a bigger number. Say, I want to try 12. So it will say the allowed parameter, okay, the value is 3, the maximum one. So try again. So this is all handled automatically by Python. All right. So I can use 3. It will just make accept. Okay. So this is just how you can create a pop-up windows, make the user to have some choices, and also you can control the range of the input value. Okay. These 2 demos. So that next time in our class, we are going to continue work on this game to add more interactive with the users, to make a user to make a guess and make a bet to their guess. And then we can just make this game complete. All right, so that's all for today's class. When you go home, make sure you finish your first part of your program for this game. So everything was in this video. I'm going to post it tonight. So you're going to follow it and also take a look at this 2 demo. So you know how to display message and display a pop-up window to interact with the user. All right, so that's all for today's class. Okay, have a good weekend. Okay, bye everyone.